So I made this lollipop. It's actually made out of plums. Okay, so there's the inside. It has a nice little pulp. Oh wait, you guys are the judges, so you should be trying it. You're the judges. Try them.
Okay. Yeah. I like the presentation, the softness, the flavor, the sweetness,
Okay.
These are a
juiciness.
really good blend of the sweet plums and a little bit of the tart from the orange juice. The orange juice, the pulp.
Pulp. I put the pulp in there because when you actually cut it, it'll do a good balance, not to make it too sweet or not to make it too dry.
I can't wait to do the over-counter one. This one's gonna be very good.
You're clear.
Alright, so if we were to do a side-by-side comparison, this is a boat that's been in the water about the same amount of time as Ollie Luki has. This obviously does not have a sauna hall system on it, and so you can see the bottom is quite covered with growth. A lot of barnacles. Now this is, some of this is flaky. Well, I thought it was going to come off. Some of it was coming off a little earlier, but you could just see the entire bottom of this hull is there's a lot of barnacle growth on here. Now it gets even worse, way worse, when we get back here. So the sauna hull system works on the hulls. It doesn't really do, I would say, a lot, and it's not advertised that it does anything really to protect your sail drives, the props, even the rudders. Remember, it's basically like think of it as if you had a really big speaker and you laid them facing down in the bottom of the hull, in the bottom of the bilges, and turned up the bass. That it would be like that vibration that's just pulsing through the hull, and it's that vibration in the water that keeps growth from attaching to the boat. So that is a crazy amount of growth. Now, our props never look like this, and we don't spend a lot of time scrubbing or cleaning it, and the only thing that I can really attribute that to that's different between our boat and this boat is the sauna hall system. You can see the amount of, just the incredible amount of growth. Barnacles have completely covered, I would say almost, it seems almost seized. This stuff is just crazy, crazy amount of growth on here.
6 or 7 of us.
Wow.
And then the thing is like we did evolve into this because we listen to people. I mean, we have support from the builders, from all the manufacturers and everything that they just do offer the supports. And then now we have John Broad that does the fabrication. I mean, pretty much everybody knows John Broad. We have the carpenters that we work with, Kenny and Davey.
Yeah.
Those guys are doing great. We have the wrap people. We have there is tons of people that we're working with. I mean, PY with the Max Props and AB Marine with Gory. I mean, like the thing is like we have that relationship and that spectrum of people that helps us to get closer to the goal. Doing it that way and working with the client, you can get to the next step to get better at this. And I mean, I still think that we're still learning. Every day we're learning. The thing is like, I mean, if you want, everybody wants to get to their next stage in life, and I'll be the first one to say like, fine, you want to do something, we'll help you out. I'll get you your next job. I'll introduce you to that person. And the thing is like, there is room for improvement, and in every person and every company, I think. Yeah. It's just like we are trying to do the best we can.
How do you keep the staff motivated and interested and growing and blossoming to something else?
Every single one of the guys gonna have their comfort, but you put them into the thing, and then I mean, if they want to challenge themselves, we're not gonna put a stop to that. We're gonna let them challenge themselves. My wildest dream will be that every single one of them can do everything. This will be like,
that'd be a great team.
But this is not exactly the way it works in reality. But I mean, we have a great team of people. I mean, we do an enormous amount of work at Just Catamarans. The pace is high. We do work on a lot of boats, but I do not want to be that slave driver. That's not gonna happen. I mean, I want them to be happy. I want them to show up on time. To do their thing. Fridays we drink beer before we go home. We get together. I mean, like it's a thing. I mean, like
It's a good family,
It's a good family
atmosphere, or good team building, team bonding, and all that stuff.
And there's loyalty, right? I just feel like there's so much loyalty here. People are very proud to work.
But when you take care of people take care of you. I mean, that's the thing.
One of the great things with you guys is that when we come in, and because you're so busy, you don't have the luxury of us occupying a space and sitting here. It's like you guys bring us in, and your team pretty much. I've never once had to say or ask you, or hey, when are they going to start this? Or nobody's come to our boat yet today. If anything, it's the other way around. Like, you know, we know now that when you bring us in, we need to get our act together because people are going to be on our boat, and it's go go go. So this is the new space.
2.5 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you want? He wants to hold this.
Inverters, batteries. I mean, you name it. It is somewhere. I don't know where it is. I'll find it. What's up?
Are we interrupting you? It's not on right now.
Interview with a superstar. CNN.
Yeah. Hair and makeup. Sorry. I want people also to know that you work on literally all catamarans.
No, any catamarans basically. Like, I mean, it just happened that we work next to Leopard, and the relationship have developed that way.
Yeah.
But I mean, we are the dealer for Outremer USA.
Yeah.
So I mean, pretty successful at it. I think we have 10 boats on order right now.
Wow.
I mean, we worked on pretty much any catamarans you want.
Yeah.
It's just that the three main brands are going to be Leopard, Lagoon, and Fontaine Pajot, just because it's a game of numbers.
Yeah.
All the other ones are building like, 10 to 20 boats a year, where Leopard, Fontaine Pajot, and Lagoon are building 200 plus. You know, when Just Catamarans, I mean, at the very beginning, the name was actually a problem. Because, I mean, it was like, you guys work only on catamarans?
You didn't get
and I mean, back
business.
then, the catamarans were not so popular. And now that the market have basically taken over, I mean, it just ended up to being at our advantage. I think when Ken came up with the name, it was just like, okay, well, I mean, we're going to work on catamarans. and that's it. I mean, so.
Do you ever work on monohulls? Like if someone calls and say,
Yeah, we do, and I mean, actually, we have some clients that have been having cats before, and then they're evolving to like either like a trawler or a monohull, a Veneto or whatever, because I mean, their needs have changed, or they want to go to different places of the world. I mean, then yes, I mean, absolutely. There is, I mean, a boat is a boat. What we can do on 2 hulls, we can do it on 1.
So for those of you that don't know, this is Michelle Ropiza, and she has her own company called the Catamaran Brokerage. So we're in Fort Lauderdale. Yes, we are still in the land of no-see-ums. We're in Dania Beach in Fort Lauderdale. The crew here at Just Cats is still working away on sweet little Ollie Lukey. So we wanted to have Michelle come down because we've had a lot of questions, which is great, about new boats versus used boats. What's the process and procedure of buying a used boat? How do you start guiding people along? Like, how do you figure out from us what's the right catamaran for us versus, when we were in the Bahamas now, we met people that were on a HH Ferrari on the water.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a boat for
really
us.
cool.
It's beautiful.
Right.
First of all, we couldn't afford it, but even if we could,
it's
right,
not the
that's
right
not
boat
the
for
right
you.
boat for us.
I totally agree.
So, like, what are the questions? Like, how do you start to pull information out of people to say, tell me what you guys are looking for? What type of cruising are you going to do? Like,
Right. I usually try to start with experience. How much experience do you have? Have you been sailing before? A lot of people have been sailing maybe sunfish or Hobie cats, and they understand how to sail.
Yeah.
But they're trying to get on this kind of adventure with their family, which of course you're not going to have a Hobie cat or even a monohull for that case.
Yeah.
And where are you going to cruise? Are you going to cruise the Caribbean? Do you want to cross the Pacific? Are you looking to cruise the Med? How long? Some people only have a finite time. It's only going to be a year. We only have a year to take off. The kids have to go back to school, or my kids are between college and high school, and we want to try to take an adventure. So it depends a lot on all of those answers, because, like you say, an Outremer or a Katana, Leopard, a Lagoon, it's not for everybody. There's not one finite boat for every buyer.
I wonder, is it good to find a used boat with low hours on engines and on generators? I mean, I've heard both, yes, it's nice because it hasn't been used a lot, but then the other part of it is these are workhorse machines that need to be used.
Right.
So what's the
so
right answer?
there are two. Yeah, there are definitely two sides to that question and two answers to that question. But a boat that's maybe 10 years old that's been babied is not, in my opinion, the best boat to buy.
Yeah.
After 10 years, the engines, like you say, they need to be run, and they need, especially wide open every so often. They like it.
Yeah, they need to be
really
pushed.
like it.
Yep.
So a boat that's older, that looks like it or has low hours, and that's original engines and generator, it's probably, and it could be a case by case basis, not black and white, but
Right.
That to me would not be the best boat. Something that should have had maybe 3 times the amount of hours.
Yep.
So that's, and also if it has logs and you can kind of see how they've maintained it. But like you say, they just really like to be used.
Yeah.
They like to be used
Yep.
and maintained.
There's obviously new boat shows,
Mm-hmm.
right? And of course, those all look fantastic. But is there ever, I don't want to say a used boat show, but is there ever something that somebody puts together that's like a bunch of used boats or no?
So I kind of do that when I bring clients here, or they come to Fort Lauderdale and they see, what we have. If there's a boat around, even if it's not for sale, and I want to get them on that size, so I kind of make a used boat show.
Yeah.
Do they have an actual
Event? No.
It's not really,
that
not per
kinda
se.
makes sense, yeah.
It's hard to get, because it's all different owners. And
Yeah.
it's hard to get them all kind of together.
Corral the
But
boats.
what we like to try to do, at least here at Florida, I have docks. There's like 3 streets in Hollandale that I use for dockage, and then I have a couple docks off Bayview and Fort Lauderdale that we use for dockage. So at least when buyers are going to see boats, they're all kind of within the same area, and then it's not, a 40-minute drive to the next one.
Oh, yeah.
So we do try and do that, and just make it easier. But, down in Fort Lauderdale is probably the best place to see as many used boats as possible. But it is not a bad idea to get on new boats at a boat show. It really isn't, at least so you can feel size.
Yep.
Because so many people get misconstrued between 42 and 40 and 45 and 50. It sounds like they're very small increments, but in reality, it's a very large difference.
Yeah.
You know, they exponentially grow, and the volume and the freeboard and just pretty much every aspect of them are different. So it's
Yeah.
good to feel the different size models.
You know, there are lots of brokerages and all that kind of people to go talk to. But again, we go back to the beginning of this conversation. You are a family, or you're a couple, you're newly retired, or maybe you're still working and you just want to get about, you know, and position your life as you are nearing retirement or whatever. Who do you call? I mean,
You know, reputation from other clients and other buyers, and then make phone calls and see people on the docks. Like when people come to see you and they say, you know, how do you think about so-and-so? You know, have you had a good experience? And I mean, the word gets out.
yeah.
When
Good
you
or
have
bad.
yes, exactly. Whether it's good or bad, it's out there.
Yeah.
And it's best to do your research and really get to know somebody and work with someone you like, because it's really hard work, and it's a lot of logistics, a lot of planning, a lot of hurdles to jump through with insurance and loans and all of the things that you really have to navigate through, that it's not black and white for everybody, and it's not easy.
Oh, so is that the oil coming out of the sail rods?
Yeah.